on a sensational finish to a sensational game, perhaps the best game ever played in Joe Robbie Stadium.
39-35, Dolphins win. I am amazed by some of the circus plays the Dolphins made. Perhaps New England ran a more clean offense, but Marino, 3rd down, 4th down, constantly bailed the Miami Dolphins out this afternoon and had a wonderful afternoon. Mad Dog, let's go into the keys. And we begin. The Dolphins had a tough time trying to run the football.
New England's got a good front seven, and yes, it is very difficult to run against that bunch, Joe. The Dolphins tried early in the game to try to get some kind of running game. It wasn't going to happen. Here you're going to see the domination of the front seven by New England. Everything's happening on the Dolphins side of the ball. There's no movement at the point of attack. Kirby wasn't the answer. Surprisingly, Mark Higgs was deactivated for the game. There was no pass defense. This is a source of great concern for the Miami Dolphins. I thought only Tanya Harding was going to be able to stop Drew Bledsoe out there today. Look at this big monster of a tight end, Ben Coates, going down the middle of the field. Bledsoe again stands in the pocket, no pressure this time. Michael Timpson on the bow out pattern. He was dispersing the ball all over the place, but the Dolphins had an answer. Danny is back. He's never been better. He threw for almost 500 yards. He threw for 5 touchdown passes. And that one, that's what makes him special. The magical moment, lifting his team to victory. I thought he was very poised in the pocket. I thought he showed a lot of maneuverability in the pocket. He bought a lot of time, made a lot of plays on his own. And more than anything, you saw the emotional charge from Dan Marino at the end. There was fire in the eyes. There was fire in the belly.
I was happy with the way that we came back, and after starting sluggish, we had the turnovers early. They had them late. I think we both ended up with 3 turnovers. But the story was that we threw one more touchdown pass.
All right, rolling right along here on Domino's Pizza Sunday Night Sports Wrap. We mentioned the view from the press box. This is Bill Zimpfer, the new voice of the Miami Dolphins. Bill, welcome.
Thank you very much.
A enormously theatric game in your first opportunity to do a regular season game. Quite a thrill out there today, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm a little worn out. You got to, try to. But I haven't called him any touchdowns since Penn State beat Cincinnati 81-0. Yeah. But yeah, that game had it all. You had some exciting plays. You had a little trickery with a flea flicker. You had turnovers. So the game really had everything you wanted in an exciting game. And even though I know Michael doesn't want to play games like that every week, it's an exciting game to watch and certainly an exciting game, for us.
We mentioned it was a marvelous day for Dan Marino, but it was an equally marvelous day for a guy named Irving Fryer, who brings a lot to the Miami Dolphins, from character of person to the big play potential we saw today.
Yeah, and he came through when he had to in the second half of the game. And I know after the game, Jim asked Irving, what do you do when you're out there all alone and that flea flicker and you see the ball coming towards you? He said, do you say to yourself, just don't drop the ball, you just got to hold on to the ball? He said, no. He said, you do that, you're going to drop it. He said, you just got to think about looking it in and holding on to the ball, and there he goes. Just a tremendous day.
Yeah, so he learned. He dropped a touchdown pass against the University of Miami 10 years ago in the Orange Bowl game. It was right in his hands. That's what I'm thinking about. Don't drop it, Irving. But from an offensive perspective, you just saw today some of the firepower the Dolphins have, whether it's Kirby or Keith Jackson or Fryer or Ingram. Marino used them all.
Yeah, there's so many weapons there that... and he did just about use them all. The only guy that really wasn't involved too much today was Keith Byers, and he had to come out with a little injury at the end of the game. But yeah, there are so many options there for him to go with. And what was really impressive to me was when O.J. McDuffie went out, and this is a play I'm talking about. O.J. went out with a knee sprain. Keith Jackson goes in as a 4th wide receiver in that situation and catches a touchdown pass almost immediately.
See what I like, Bill, is that's the classic Marino slide in the pocket right there.
Yeah. What do you think this win means, Bill, covering the ball club? What do you think it means to this team?
I think it's a big win in the division. I think, this goes down no matter how close it was and how close, it was to going the other way, and they had to pull it out at the end. Tremendous win in the division, and I think anytime you can pick up a win early in the season like this, it's a tremendous boost for you. And we talked about it during the game. Whether you want to believe statistics or not, or numbers or not, the statistics show that if the Dolphins win their opening game of the season, they have a much better chance of making the playoffs. Whether you want to, whether you believe that or not, that's what the numbers say.
Bill, good luck this season.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Bill Zimpfer, the voice of the Dolphins.
Miami leads a trio at the top there, and this is what Coach Shula had to say about yesterday's New England Patriots game. He was pleased with the win, obviously, but said there are some things that you have to work on. However, the one thing he did point out is that Mr. Dan Marino is back.
It was a ball game that was all offense, close to 1,000 yards. I think three yards short of 1,000 yards of offense in the game, and 9 touchdown passes. We had 5 and they had 4, fortunately. And it was a game that I was very, very happy about our offensive performance, throwing the football in particular. In the first half, we ran with it pretty well, but then we got into throwing the football successfully in the second half and didn't try to do much running. In the our defense just had a tough day. Their offense was excellent against us. Defensively, we did well against the run, but then we really had all the problems with the pass, and the quarterback, Bledsoe, I thought, had an excellent day. Dan was outstanding and in his effort.